I'm Chelsea. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I have my friend Kelsey here who's going to help us with some mobility stuff.
Chelsea and Kels, dynamic duo. My name is Kelsey. I am a certified yoga instructor and a registered nurse. So we are going to kind of go through a lot of body mechanics today in a mobility flow. It's going to go through the total body, so it can be something you do in the morning before Chelsea's PT sessions, just to get everything kind of warmed up and to really go into some technique for if you're new to yoga. So we're going to kind of get started in our standing mountain pose, Tadasana, scanning the body from the ground up. So check in with your feet, spread out the toes, really ground into the balls of your feet and the heels, evenly distributing your weight, and come onto your mat. Hands can come out long for grounding, and we're just going to lower the shoulders away from our ears, tuck the ribs down, suck the belly in, engage the glutes, and all pretty much quads, hands. So from here, we're going to close our eyes just to really come into our mat and take one deep breath together. Inhale through the nose, and an open mouth exhale. One inhale through the nose, and another open mouth exhale. Throughout your yoga practice, breathing is going to be essential to keep that meditation throughout the postures and that calming, grounding feeling. So breath work, and then always listening to your own body. I am just your guide. So please just listen to what your body is telling you as far as pain or how certain things feel. All right, close the lips. Start to take your inhales and exhales all through the nose. And we're just going to start to roll out the neck. So tuck the chin and start to lower the right ear to your right shoulder. Gently working into this, we're just going to warm up the cervical spine. Take it back, left ear to left shoulder, and tuck the chin. Reverse, come back, left ear to left shoulder. And if you're feeling any pinching sensations, just back out of it or skip it. Right ear to right shoulder, tuck the chin. Back to the right. Drop the head back to the left and down. And you can always take it in half circles too if it's too much to go back. Right ear to right shoulder and forward. Good. From here, we're going to go into our scaps. So we can release the chin. And basically, scapular movement, we're trying to isolate it. So as much as you can, keep your shoulders engaged, but it's more coming from the spine, from the scaps. So I'm going to have Chelsea come up front. We're going to go up and down, just raises and lower, raise and lower, up and down, and up and down. Next, we're going to move into protraction and retraction. So protraction, spreading the shoulder blades, and retraction, bringing them together. Kind of like there was a pencil here that you're trying to hold. So the scapulas come together. Protraction, and bring the arms out 90 degrees actually. That'll help limit the movement in the shoulders. So we're going to protract, nice, and retract. And you can really see that movement on Chelsea. And retract, protract, and retract. Great. Now we're going to put it all together. So we're going to start, we can keep our arms out, up, retract, down, protract, up, back, down, and forward. Start to create kind of a rolling sensation doing that. Really isolating just the scalps. reverse. So down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward. Start to roll it. Okay, good. Give a little shake to the arms. That was good. From here, we're gonna take the arms up high overhead. If this isn't accessible, you can always take it across to the shoulders. Arms up high overhead, lengthening through the spine. We're gonna just start into our lateral bend. So grab hold of the left wrist and start to bend from the hip all the way to the fingertips, opening the side body. Try not to create too much of a crunch, more about extension up and out, and creating space in the sides of the spine. Inhale back through center. Grab the left hand with the right wrist and reach it over to the left. Core stays nice and tight. Glutes can be engaged. Really grounding through this hip to open up the side body. And back through center, inhale. From here, we're gonna go into a bind. So if you can, really press those palms together. Start with the bend if you need to, and then start to straighten it out. And shine the chest forward, and gently let your head tilt back. Nice, easy first gentle back bend. And breathe. And let it go. Hands come overhead. We're gonna just twist, so nice and grounded, and start to open up to the left. And back through center. Open up to the right. Back through center. And hands come to heart. Good. Okay. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come through heart center. This is your first forward fold of the day. Take your feet out to hips width distance. Nice gentle bend in the knees. Not only is this a hamstring stretch, but we really want to target our lower back. So bringing those knees as bent as we need to in order to kind of press our chest to our thighs. And just start to wiggle it out. Shake your head, yes and no. Maybe grab for opposite elbows, sway to one side. Really feel where it's tight in your hips or the lower back. And gently letting gravity do all the work, bringing your head closer to the floor. Nice big deep breath in, and deep breath out. From here, we're gonna come into a halfway lift. Palms plant on the shins. You want a neutral neck. Make sure there's no wrinkle in the back of your neck. Retraction of the scapulas, how we were doing earlier, and then a nice flat back. This is so that you're creating space in the spine to forward fold and hinge at the hips further. And go ahead and just forward fold, let it go. Inhale, we're gonna slowly start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice rounding in the spine, nice and slow. Inhale, our arms overhead. And exhale, hands come to heart. Continue it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, create that nice flat back. Gaze is right in front of you. And exhale, plant the palms and step it back to your first high plank. From here, body mechanics, we want to spread the fingertips out wide, wrists under shoulders, core tucks in. We're protracting the shoulders, the scaps, so that we have a nice hollow body. Nice chest. And slowly lower the knees down to your tabletop. We're just gonna work a little bit into the wrists. Every time your hands come on the mat, super important that you're spreading your fingertips out as wide as you can. You wanna press into the fingertips. It creates that space at the base of your wrist so that you're not dumping your weight. If you're not pressing, that space goes away. So it's pressing into the fingertips, and especially the palm part of the pointer, pinky, and thumb. Okay, so we're just gonna come up. We're gonna go from palm to fingertips, palm to fingertips. Start to really warm up those fingers. Maybe take it out to the side, so facing the fingertips to the edges of the mat, shifting the weight back and forth. And then bringing it one more time around, fingertips facing into you. Start to lower the hips back and just create that nice forearm stretch. The forearms are super important to be engaged in order to protect the wrists as well. Good. All right, spin it back forward. We're gonna start to work a little bit into our hips. So first thing, right knee goes out to the side, isolating through the hip abduction. Keeping a nice neutral spine and just working through the hip. 3, 2, 1, and left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, we're going to work into extension. So again, making sure that we're not dumping into the lower spine. You're keeping that nice neutral tabletop, core tucks in tight, and you're pressing that foot back like you're stamping the ceiling. Engaging the glutes, the core, and having a little bit of extension in that hip flexor. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. Maybe let your wrist have a little break. And left side now. Extension. So pressing back, keeping the toes flexed, and just working through extending that hip. 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're going to put all of those moves together. So first we're going to bring the right knee out, abduct, back, extension, in, out, back, in. Start to create more of a circle doing it, a little more fluid. 3, 2, 1, and then reverse. So we're going extension, abduction, back in, out, in, back, out, in. Working through our hip mobility. All right, and then switch it to the other side. Left knee comes out, back, in, out, back, in, external rotation, internal rotation. And reverse. Ooh, I got some things cracking today. It's good, really. It's like lubricating the joints, from what I'm told.
Yeah, no, you're right. Synovial fluid.
Okay, last thing we're gonna do is just work a little bit through cat-cow pose. If we're starting in our nice rounded cat position, we're pressing away from the mat. Gaze comes to our belly button, rounding through the spine. And from here, we're just gonna start by lowering the hips down, or lowering the belly, tilting the hips up from the lower spine, up to working through the middle spine, and then shine the chest forward. Gaze gently comes up to the upper spine. From here, tuck the chin, press away, protract the scaps, tuck the belly in, extension of the lower spine, press away to cat. Back to cow, tilt the hips, lower the belly. Lift the gaze, shine the heart forward, cow pose. And feel free to keep your eyes closed. I tend to do that often in this just to really feel it out in my own spine. Press it away. Inhales with cow. And exhales with cat. Good. From here, we're tucking the toes, lifting the knees up 1 inch, engage the core, inhale for 1, hold for the exhale, inhale for 2, really protract those shoulders, and exhale, shoot the hips back, send it into your first downward facing dog. Take it with really bent knees, modified downward dog, in order to focus on the extension and flat back of the spine. We're spreading the fingertips out really wide, pointers face either forward or to the corners of your mat. Hands can be shouldered with distance or further, depending on what feels right in your shoulders. Neutral neck. Engage the core. Keep nice bend, even a little bit more so you can press your chest closer to the thighs. And just start to walk out your dog. Walking out, just lowering one heel to the other in order to create some length on your side bodies. And let's slowly start to walk it up to the front of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Let's gently rise up to standing mountain pose, Tadasana. Arms come overhead. Exhale, hands come through heart, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Gaze comes to the front of your mat. Plant the palms, step back. Your right foot to the back of the mat and lower your right knee down. From here, we're coming to a nice low lunge position. Making sure the tailbone is tucked, the core is engaged, so that we're just working through this hip flexor, no back flexion. From here, we inhale, maybe take some stability with our hands out wide. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever is most comfortable for you. And exhale, sink into it a little bit deeper.
I'm gonna use a towel for my knee.
Perfect. I forgot to mention, if you have blocks, they're a great prop to help kind of with every posture. Not for just beginners, it's really to make anything accessible, more accessible to the body. So use them. I'm actually going to use them right now. We're going to take them out to the side of our front foot, if you have them, or if you want, to the hands to the ground. And we're slowly going to start to press back, straightening through our left leg into a half split. The blocks are in order to help you stay with a nice flat back, because we just want to be hinging from our hips. So if we inhale, lift the chest, create that flat back, just like our halfway lift when we forward fold. And exhale, forward fold into your hip a little bit deeper. Toes should be flexed to the face. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold a little bit deeper, shooting those hips down and back. From here, we're gonna take it into our low lunge and make it a little more fluid. So inhale for the low lunge, and exhale, sink it back halfway. Split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, sink it back. You can keep the blocks if that helps with balance. Really working into that back leg and hips. One more time. Inhale, maybe remove the blocks, plant the palms, step it back into our first, or not our first, but we're gonna lower down all the way to our belly. So working into our chaturanga. But for now, we're going as slowly as we can. Elbows in tight to the ribs, lowering all the way down to the floor. Option always to come through the knees. Palms come out to the sides of the mat. We're gonna just have our fingertips on. We don't want a lot of weight in our hands. Press into the tops of the feet, press into the hips, and gently start to peel your chest forward and up for cobra. And exhale, lower down. Keep a nice neutral neck, gaze comes forward, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. You can either stay here throughout the practice, or if you want to come into an up dog, hands come to the tight to the rib cage, keeping our elbows in, tucked in tight. We're going to slowly peel up the chest and press into our up dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, shoot the hips back into your downward facing dog. From here, walk the feet up to the front of the mat. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up to your standing mountain pose, hands come overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, plant the palms, step the right or the left rather back. Lower that left knee down. Maybe take a towel like Chelsea. And we're just gonna come into that left side low lunge. Inhale, bring the hands out for some balance. And exhale, sink us a little bit deeper into that hip flexor. Inhale for one. And exhale, maybe grab those blocks, start to straighten through the right leg, press the hips back. I have a tendency to let my hips go one way or the other, try and shoot them straight back. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. Let's do it. Inhale, come into your lunge, and exhale, press it back. Come forward, bend that front knee, and shoot it back. One more time, and press the hips back. Inhale, move those blocks out of the way. Hi, Molly. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, step it back to our high plank. Now from here, again, you can go into your cobra or upward facing dog. And if you're going into the upward facing dog, we're just gonna lower down halfway into chaturanga, elbows in tight to rib cage, or go through your knees. So Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, up facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it up to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Gently curl up to soothing mountain. Hands come high overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. A little bit of balance to wake up your stability in the legs today. So we're getting into tree pose. From here, we're gonna shift our weight into our left foot. We wanna find a gaze point. So we call this a dristi. Something that's not moving that's gonna help you to balance. And if you need a wall or a chair, feel free to use that. Any amount of gaining that stability in one leg will help to build strength. So I like to take my hands out long, shift the weight into the left foot, bring our right knee up so that it's pretty much at like a 90 degree. And from here, we're just gonna breathe. Start to abduct the knee out to the side, keeping the hips facing forward, knee out long. And when you're ready, either kickstand, so toe touch to the calf, or the upper thigh. We're gonna avoid that knee joint at all costs. Tendency is to wanna do this and really pull it up. That means that your body, though, is not really at that accessibility. We want to increase our range of mobility on its own. So wherever you can go without pulling that foot in, if that's here, or here, or here, you're getting all the standing leg benefits. And from here, we'll bring our right knee back in through center. I'm gonna step it forward just so that I can do this. From here, we're going into a nice low lunge, one last balance challenge with this leg, so stepping it all the way back, nice and controlled. We're gonna plant the palms on the inside of our left foot, walk the left foot out to the edge of the mat for a runner's lunge. Knee can come down or stay lifted, whichever feels good. And just wiggle a little bit side to side, getting into this hip. It gets into both hips, really. The front hip and extension of the back hip. Keep breathing. And we're gonna ground into our right palm. Maybe you wanna use a block for this one. We're gonna take it light into our left hand, open up to the left side. Gaze to follow the hand, twist. And come back down with the left elbow to the floor, maybe a block, whatever is accessible. Inhale, open. And exhale, elbow to floor. Open to twist, elbow to floor. One more time. And remove your block. Plant the palms, step it back into your high plank. Maybe come through the knees, maybe stay lifted. Exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Asana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Asana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, walk it forward to the front of your mat. We got the left side to do, so inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Gently roll up. Tadasana. Hands come high overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Shift the weight into the right foot. Find your point of gaze. Left knee starts to lift. Toes flex to the face, core is engaged, hips facing forward, shoulders away from ears. One inhale, and one exhale. Bring that left knee out to the side. And we're gently just gonna place whatever's accessible on this left side. Kickstand, calf, or thigh. If you're working towards that thigh, you can kind of do toe pumps off of the thigh. So lift the heel, place the heel, lift the heel, place the heel. It works into that hip, getting a little bit more of that hip strength in order to make it accessible. Maybe grow your branches. You can take a bind, but just keep breathing. All right, bring it back through center. Quad on fire. Gently and controlled, take it back into your lunge. Plant the palms to the inside. Take your right foot out to the edge of the mat. And just start to work into that lizard lunge, runner's lunge, whatever you want to call it. You can always take it down to your forearms if that's available. But I'm going to stay on my hands. Okay, and you take that block to the inside, start to shift the weight, grounding into the left palm, and peel open that right hand to the sky. Twist. Come back down with your elbow to the mat, or block, and inhale, open. Exhale, elbow mat. One more time. Good. Move that mat back, or block back. Step it back, high plank. Lower down halfway. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Gently bring the knees to the mat, come into a tabletop. And then we're just gonna swing the feet forward. One final little ab work. You can maybe, windshield wiper the legs a little bit just to shake out those hips. And then just put these down. There we go. We're cooking in this room. A little better. But we're at the end. Okay. Feet facing forward, knees bent, arms come out to 90 degrees. And as you lower down, really think about pressing each of the spinal column, each vertebra, into the mat, keeping the core engaged and belly button to the mat. This is gonna give you the most for your ab workout. If the belly bloats out, try and suck it back in, okay? Lower down slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Gently bring the knees into your chest. Maybe grab for the shins or opposite elbows, forearms, whatever works. We're gonna bring our forehead to our knees, tuck the chin. One final squeeze of everything. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your legs, glutes, abs, shoulders, back, maybe face. And then exhale and let it go, Shavasana. My favorite pose. This is restorative. It is for the mind. It is to allow the blood to flow back to all of those muscles and joints that we just warmed up. And it's so natural to have those thoughts that come in and out. Try to be aware of them, think about them, and then let them go. And really take this time as just a minute of your day to decompress. shake the head out, yes and no. And when you're ready, hands come over the head for one final long body stretch. From the toes to the fingertips. Here Sean's making breakfast. And gently bring the knees to your chest. Roll over to your favorite side. You say the right is more for energizing, invigorating the yang, and the left is more calming, grounding, peaceful yin. So depending on what you need for today. And make your way to a seat. I like to block sit bones. We're gonna bring our palms out to our knees and do one collective breath together. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Hands come to heart center. I want to thank you guys so much, and Chelsea for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure. Let's bring our thumbs to the third eye center. First, bow into yourself. Thank yourself for being here. And then next, to the community, to the light, to the source. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, that was great.
I think it was pretty decent.
That was awesome.